Hi everyone, welcome to my show, From Stuck to Unstoppable, how divorce can be the catalyst for the most extraordinary chapter in your life. Learn how 21 mindset experts can help you shift, thrive, and create the life of your dreams. Now, this is not limited only to women who are experiencing divorce or separation. This is for any woman who is finding themselves in a transition in their life, whether it be an empty nesting or career shift or navigating parts of their career that they hadn't anticipated, relationships. Gosh, there's a myriad of things that one could be in transition with. It could simply be that you've woken up one morning and realized that this is not exactly the life that you had in mind. That's very real, and I feel like that's happening a lot these days. So this show and summit is for you. I have curated a handful of wonderful mindset specialists, casting a wide net of expertise from health, wealth, marriage, divorce, relationships, financial, grief, all sorts of things that will help you navigate your way into living the best version of yourself in your life. So stay tuned as we trickle out 21 experts over the next 21 days to help inspire and empower and help you realize that everything you need is exactly inside of you where it's always been. So join me on this little adventure, and I look forward to seeing you. Thanks so much. Welcome back to my show, From Stuck to Unstoppable. I'm your host, Christina Price, and with me today is the lovely Lizelle de Kock, who is an online entrepreneur from South Africa. So I thought this would be a good time in the summit show to introduce somebody who is doing this amazing coaching online for women who either have already stepped into the online space or are thinking about stepping into the online space for additional or replacement income. She is teaching women how to work smarter and not harder, which of course we're all looking for that golden nugget there. She guides women who are looking to make an online income, who are struggling and finding time while balancing work and family, which I know a lot of us can relate to. She is working with women who have been trying without any success, or potentially maybe just have had no guidance. They're trying to figure it out on their own, and it is a wide internet world. So it really does help to have a little mentor and roadmap. So she has also an amazing community. She does one-on-one coaching, and she's really stepping into the space of helping women show up authentically. And I'm going to turn it over to her to let her introduce herself, give us a little backstory on her own journey and how she came to be this amazing coach and guide, and how she's helping and serving women. Go ahead, Lizelle, take it from here.
Oh, thank you, Christina. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I am Lizelle, and South African. I'm a mom of 3 daughters, teenagers, which is difficult sometimes, right? But I actually stepped into the online space about 16 months ago. I've been in business all my life. I have a business background. I used to work for a corporate company where I used to help entrepreneurs excel in their business. I used to help them getting to the figures that they wanted to get to. So I've had a lot of experience in that. But at the end of 2023, after COVID happened, I left my job because the salary wasn't cutting it anymore. And I don't know about most people, since COVID happened, things were going bad. And I found myself in a place at the end of 2023 where I was working full-time, opened up my beauty salon during COVID because I thought this is my chance. Let me finally be that stay-at-home mom I always wanted to be. Let me be at home with my kids. Let me spend more time with them while making an income. Because when COVID hit, I really had an epiphany in my life. Am I going to really miss work when I lie on my deathbed? Or am I going to regret not knowing my kids growing up? And it really hurt me. And I didn't want my kids growing up not knowing me. So I went trying to do it on my own, like we all probably
Right.
do. You
Right.
have this side hustle, you have that other side hustle. You always, like Christina says, you want to earn an extra income and you do something here, you do something there. Maybe you get into multi-level marketing. The end of the day, you're just grinding again. You're like putting
Right.
in all the effort, making a little piece of it, and you find yourself being again very busy, overwhelmed, overworked, underpaid, and you're feeling like you're doing everything and nothing's really working out. So at the end of 2023, it was marking 3 years of me being very depressed, 3 years of working, not making ends meet, stressing about simple things like just buying groceries, stressing about, do I buy shampoo now or do I buy bread? Which one do I buy? And it was extremely exhausting having to stress about it, feeling guilty as a mom that I ran out of excuses why I couldn't buy my children certain things. I'm even talking about the stuff they needed, let alone the stuff they wanted. I couldn't. I remember this one day, my one of my children, the middle one, her school shoe broke. And this mom didn't even have $1 to her name or a rand to just go and buy her new shoes. I just didn't have it. And I remember feeling such a failure as a mom. Here I'm trying my best. And I think a lot of women feel that way. I'm trying my best. What more do you expect me to do? And you're willing to do more, but you just don't know what. So the final breaking point came when my child came home from school the one day. It was just the start of a holiday, and in the car, she gave me a letter. And in that letter, I could see in her eyes, she read the letter from the school. And the school said that I can't take her back to school because of the account that wasn't paid up. And we as women, as moms, I don't know, something happens when something touches your child in a negative way. I was suffering in silence and trying to keep it from the kids. And the moment that happened, it was like, I just woke up and now it's affecting my children. Now I have to do something. So I went on this quest and I started looking for a way to make an income online. I knew there were ways. By that time, I knew digital was the way of the future. I knew I had friends that were working for overseas companies, but they were working right throughout the night. And I couldn't because I was already working a 9 to 5. And I'm a mother of 3 daughters and I have a husband. I didn't
Like
have
there's
more.
not enough hours in the day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, in our mind is the moment you think you need more money, in your mind, you think, okay, I'm going to need to work more.
Uh-huh.
You think, so I was looking for online jobs, I was looking for all these things, not realizing that I could have a business online. So in my case, what happened, the one day a client stepped into my beauty salon. I was praying silently of just for a breakthrough. And she stepped into my beauty salon. I live in a very small town and she spent thousands on treatments. And immediately I was like, this is so abnormal. What do you do for a living? And she introduced me to digital marketing. And it was the first time I heard the words. And I was just straight after, I Googled digital marketing. And then a whole new world opened up for me. And I realized so many moms were making millions online. So many moms were left their 9 to 5s, been working about 2 hours a day and making a lot of money. And I thought I was going to give that a try. I didn't have the money, so I made some debt, ran some promotions in the salon, and I finally got the money together. I was very scared to get started, scared because you had to be on social media to be able to do this. I didn't want to show my face on social media. I was scared what my family and friends were going to think of me, and what if I fail in public? That for me
Right.
was so
You
scary.
fail like behind closed doors, but it does feel like a whole nother level of really
Exactly, because
putting
now
yourself out there.
everyone's going to know. Everyone's going to know. And at first, I tried to hide it. When I started, I didn't really know that you could do it faceless. Now I've got so
Right.
many clients that they don't even show their face online and they make money because it's all strategy, right? So I discovered this whole new world where I could work 2 hours a day while I was working at my beauty salon. And you have an automated system that you get that works online for you 24/7. Now, I need to explain that a little bit. When you order something online now, and you place your order, you enter your card payment and you pay. And the next moment you get an email to confirm your payment. You don't get on the phone with anyone. You don't ask for someone to buy from you. You're not on your phone the entire, you buy what you want to buy. You buy a solution.
We do it
This is
every
exactly
day.
how the
That's
digital, yes. So that's exactly how this works. For the first time in my life, I didn't have to go look for customers. I didn't have to bother friends and family. In fact, I blocked my family and friends because they all thought this was too good to be true. And I just started because I knew for me, I was hoping this was my answer to prayer. I had no guarantee that it was, but I also knew if I don't do it, I'll never know.
Right.
Within 5 weeks, Christina, I left my full-time job. Within 5 weeks, I didn't even want to. I started it as a side hustle. Within 5 weeks, I left my full-time job. I made $100,000 in my first 7 months online. I made $200,000 in just over 16 months in this online space, working 2 hours a day from home, being a stay-at-home mom, being with my kids. I'm earning more money than I've ever had working, grinding every single day. And the reason it works so well is I followed something that was working. I didn't try and
You have to
reinvent the
reinvent
wheel.
the
I didn't,
wheel.
yeah. I didn't try and open up a new business because I couldn't anyway. I was exhausted when I started this online business. And I grew from not knowing anything, having to Google digital marketing, to having a real open heart for people that are struggling because I went through the same struggle and I just wanted to help people. And that developed into coaching online. It was like, everyone needs to know this, everyone needs to be doing this.
Right.
And because I started, I was successful. And a lot of people that started in the online space would start not just from my program, from other programs, other courses, and they would not be successful. And to me, that was very intriguing because I wanted to know why aren't they successful? And I started doing one-on-ones, a lot of them, because obviously I wanted to help my own customers. By that time, I was in a community of other people that also wanted to learn from me. So I started doing these one-on-ones and I could see the golden thread straight through. People either don't know who they're talking to, they don't know their perfect customer, or they don't know how to show up online authentically. They don't know how to believe in their product before they believe in themselves. So I started working with them. I created the magnetic sales formula. Later on, I created it into a course because I can only help so many people physically. And then I created the
This is
private
another
coaching.
strategy that we're talking about. So that,
Yes, yes,
you don't have to be, it's not time for money. You're not every
exactly.
hour that you show up is the only time that you're going to get paid.
You're constantly working smarter instead of harder. To give an example, I have a doctor that purchased from me a couple of weeks ago, and has been watching me for 6 weeks, and she's Lizelle, I get so angry actually that people who do not have a degree are earning this type of money online. And yeah, I'm sitting, I'm working full days, I've got a degree, I'm
Probably
a
on
doctor.
debt, right?
Exactly. And then after chatting to her, she started with me, but I also said to her, you're only starting now, learning while you're earning. And then later on, when you know what you're doing, she can actually now sell her skills online instead of working, going into the hospital every day. She
Right.
can actually do something online and reach people from all over the world that she can help with the
Right.
skills that she has. Yes, it moved into coaching because I actually wanted to help my own customers. And then more people that wanted to help from me. So I created the magnetic sales formula. And actually at the end of this month, I'm changing it into a full-blown course because
Right.
my goal is to make it as simple, as frictionless as possible for anyone to be able to start making money online. I've been seeing what's holding a lot of back. Some people, because you get the done for you system, and some people they
Don't
get
even
so
open
overwhelmed
it.
with the tech
They don't even
that
open
they
it, or
leave
they
it.
open one, or they open one, they watch one module, they get going, and then they forget that there's all this other information, and then they're stuck again.
Yeah, because they
Yeah,
feel alone. They
overwhelming.
feel like
Yeah.
no one can take them bit by bit. So I'm just doing it a lot easier, a lot simpler. So
Mhm.
you can start making money, get that confidence, and then you can always create your own products from there. So I just walk that journey with them. Yeah. And it's been so amazing when I started this because it's growing by the day. And
Right.
I only started that private coaching just like a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
which is
And that was really born. It's always so great when you find something organically, like that was really born out of a need. It's something that you set out to do. None of this really is in terms of your own business and your own products. But I know we've been talking now for weeks, and it really was born out of a necessity because so many women were reaching out who have started and have tried and are just like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why is this not working? And so to have somebody that is real, right? That you can actually get on a Zoom or get on a call and have them review your program, your Instagram, your account, whatever platform you're working on, and say, what am I missing? Like, where's my blind spot? Where's the gap? And then
exactly.
you can assess. And what you
And
found was that what most women are just really having a hard time getting out of their heads and getting into their heart.
Absolutely.
showing up authentically. So what is that looking like?
Yeah, because no one taught them that. You can be
Right.
told, get out of your head. But how do you do
How
that?
do you do
How do
that?
you get out of your head? I had this call with a lady yesterday. I was actually invited to speak in one of the other community. And this one woman says, she says, Lizelle, everyone says, talk to the one person, get your perfect
Right.
customer. And then she said, the moment, because I did a call where I just gave them a little bit of training, and she says, it finally clicks because she realized it's not really about the product that you're selling. It's about the solution you're selling. It's about the transformation the person can expect. Why does a mom buy Pampers? You know, when Pampers advertise on TV and they don't say, okay, this is the ingredient in here and this is the material we used, and they don't focus on that. They show where a mom gets a good night's rest. That's what they show.
Right.
They show they are saying buy the Pampers, your baby's going to be happy so that you can be happy so that you can get a good night's rest. So they're saying that transformation. So it's not really about the nappy, it's about what the nappy is going to bring. So
Right.
the same with the product. It's not about, because I think the thing that a lot of women struggle with, and men, is when you buy a done for you system and it's a product that everyone else is selling, they think they need to speak and look like someone else. They think they need to do it like other people.
Right.
And that's not how it should be done, because that's not showing up authentically online. Then you're a salesman. You're
Right.
not a problem solver. You're a salesman. What I show
Nobody
them is I
likes the
show them
feeling of nobody. That's what everybody's feeling.
exactly.
Right. That's where the friction is.
Exactly. So they try and shame. I feel so sorry for them most of the time, because most of the time they're showing up consistently, because all you need to do is show up 3 times a day. Post 3 times a day. So they show up, they're consistent, they do it, and then they still don't know why they're not successful. But the reason they're not is they're not connecting to their customer. So what that also looks like is, I had this one client. She has this program, because this program teaches you how to make money. You can't show up on social media and say, hey, I teach you how to make money, put yes in the comments and I'm going to send you the info, because there's billions of people doing that already
Right.
online. But if you know who you're helping, it's a total different story.
Which is typically you.
Exactly,
like
which
somebody
is
who is in the same space.
space, or was in the same space. Like it could be you now, or it could be you a couple of months ago, or it could be
Right.
you a couple of years ago. So when I got started, I just wanted to make money. I just wanted side hustle, and I just wanted to breathe financially. And when I started, and the moment I realized, because I did that inner work on myself, which a lot of people don't want to do. And that's what I dive deep into my program, because I get rid of the layers. I get rid of those limiting beliefs. We go deep into what's been holding you back. What do you need to let go? So that's actually the work you need to do that
That's the
no one
work.
teaches you how to do. So people teach you strategy. They teach you use this hook. I also do that, but use this hook. Do this.
Those are
Post
the
3 times a day.
mechanisms, though. Those are just the
Yeah. So
mechanisms. Those aren't the being.
exactly. So they teach you strategy. Then someone follows the strategy and they don't get the success. But no one teaches you how to get rid of those limiting beliefs, how to emotionally connect with your customer. No one teaches you that, because you can only fake it so long. You can say maybe the right things and maybe make a sale or two. I've had women that have had amazing results, and then all of a sudden it stops. And they're like, what now? What am I doing? It's because you've been faking it for very long.
Yeah.
And you've been overwhelmed in doing it and you're burnt out.
And
You
now
can't
it's
fake it
showing.
anymore.
And now it's showing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're not connecting. So it really is, it's just being authentically you and trying to find out who you're trying to help. Like me, I go after the mom. I go after the mom who's overworked, overwhelmed, who cries herself to sleep at night. The mom that feels everything is on her shoulders. The mom that can't depend on anyone around her. I got divorced very early in my life. I did get remarried, but I've got children from my first marriage. I always felt alone in my finances, looking after them. So it's that mom that I'm showing up for.
Yeah.
And because I'm showing up for the one, pensioners buying from me, I've got young people buying from me. And that's the thing. Because when you try and sell to everyone, you end up talking to no one, because we are 5.3 billion people on social media. The only way that you're going to stand out is by being you. And a lot of people don't know how to be themselves. And they also are scared to be themselves, because they think they have to be too vulnerable. You just have to be a little vulnerable. Let me give you an example for that. for my first 4 weeks, I didn't get a sale when I started the business. And I had to do that inner work that no one taught me. And I was like, okay, what's my why? Why do I want to do this? And I realized the reason I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, the reason I've always wanted to be financially free was not for the nice cars or the nice houses. It was so I could just grow up with my kids, and I could
Mhm.
never have that. The moment I started sharing my struggles was the moment I started making sales because people could relate and they
Right.
wanted what I had. And they're like, oh my word, Lizelle, I'm right there where you were.
Right.
I also want to get where you are now. And that's when I decided your pain can actually help someone else, not
Mhm.
just physically, but also emotionally. And
Right.
that for me is the secret sauce.
That is the secret sauce. And it's a secret sauce because it's obvious and it's really hard because
Mm,
so many of us are walking through life with a mask on or thinking that we have to show up a certain way. And this is oftentimes like why we are where we are in this transition because we've done it one way for so long. And now,
mm,
like you were using that example of, oh, they were doing really well and then they hit a wall. That's it in life as well. So many of us are coming to this crossroads in life where we're like, okay, so that's worked, but now I'm here and I'm like, it's not working anymore. Right. It's just, I don't feel in my body. I don't feel aligned with a purpose or really with who I imagine myself to be. And so it
mm,
it mirrors, right? There's all these mirrors throughout your life. And
absolutely.
until you decide and commit to yourself to peel back the layers and get down to who you are authentically, it can be hard to show up. So it's the same thing really in any business, but certainly one
Mm,
where you're putting your face forward and you're communicating a vulnerable side of yourself. And so I think that's why a lot of people are struggling in the online space because they're thinking that they can just do what they're seeing as opposed to like really doing
mm,
the work and showing up authentically. And so it is a win-win. And there is a big wide world of opportunity out there on the online space. If you're not on in some way, shape, or form online, you are missing an opportunity.
mm,
At the same time, people always have this limiting belief of, oh, it's so saturated. There's just not, no, there's plenty of space for authentic
mm.
people to show up. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's that dual two-pronged approach of yes, there is still amazing opportunity, and you need to do the work to show up in a way where you actually
Mm.
will connect with people. So
It's interesting that you say that because a lot of people do believe it's saturated, but it's not at all.
it's not
It's actually just growing we're actually only 1% of the market share at the moment. And if you think about when we had the BlackBerry QWERTY keyboard, like when the
oh
phones
yeah,
came
oh
out
yeah,
and we all had the QWERTY keyboard, and
yeah,
then no one wanted to move over to the touchscreen. But then
yep,
at the end of the day, we all have now touchscreens.
yep,
It's just evolving and growing bigger, and the form is going to change. But digital marketing is
yep,
everyone's going to be able
sure,
is going to do it at the end of the day. If you are not online, you won't be in business for long. It just is
right,
what it is. Big companies are closing their doors. Forbes had predicted that just in 2025, a lot of people are leaving their 9 to 5s for digital income, and
mhm,
that the digital economy is going to grow to 25 trillion just this year. The e-learning industry, the one that I'm in, is the fastest growing industry because people don't like young people are making so much money online because they
yeah,
don't even have to have a degree or anything. They are already millionaires at
right,
16 because of the online space. It's you either going to get in it now or you're
uh-huh,
going to, and you can actually, the sooner you start, the sooner get to a better place, or you're
sure,
going to wake up when everyone's already doing it. And I don't know, but it's actually scary. They predict that we have 2 years to the middle class is going to fall away. It's going to
right,
be the workers' class and it's going to be the high class, and the middle one is going to fall away. And we've got 2 years to decide which one we're on. That's
mhm,
what they are predicting. And I can see that happening because
yeah,
thinking of someone that was struggling
mhm,
now making all this money, it's like never even thought it was possible, but it's
it's
because of the
yeah.
online space.
It's amazing. There's just such a greater reach. And even if
Mm,
you feel like you're going to feel like it's saturated because your algorithm is going to be popping all the things up that are
yes.
within your world. but that's not happening for everybody. Everybody has a different algorithm. There's just so much opportunity. So I would just encourage anybody who's watching that if you haven't dipped your toe in and taken the opportunity to try and even look at it or consider it for any one of any industry, but putting it online into the online space, to reach out to you and at least have a little call about what could this look like. And because it could be any number of industries, right? You could sell anything online.
Yes. If you have a product or a service, I'm
Or
not one
yeah,
of
just a
those.
thought. If you're just thinking about
Yes.
it, reach out.
Yeah. I'm not one of those who sell you a program and just want you to resell the program. If you have a product or a service and you want to get that off the ground and you want to market that and you want to attract customers instead of going look for customers, that's also the right space for you
Same
to be
thing,
in.
right? It's the same application, which also requires you to show up authentically. So it's the two
Yeah.
things that I'm so glad that you're addressing, because I feel like it is that one, it's that one gap that seems small, but actually is quite large. So to address it head on is wonderful. And to have somebody that they can talk to one-on-one is even better. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're doing it. I'm so glad that it worked out, that this is now like your calling and your purpose and part of your whole program, because it's awesome. And it does make it feel like that much less overwhelming, which I think is
Yes.
important. Yeah.
It is.
Great.
It is. A lot of people are very scared to show up online,
Yeah.
knowing they should, because they overcomplicate it. They think they need to be
Right.
perfect.
That's right.
They think they need to look a certain way or have perfect aesthetic post. It's, you know what? That's actually the things that aren't working.
Right.
Those are the things that are not working. The things that are working is just normal posts, like
Yeah.
someone that doesn't show their face online, just maybe doing a video of you drinking
Doing
coffee or
something.
walking in the
Right.
park or
Right.
stuff like that. That is
Yes.
what sells at the end of the day, because it's you. It's just
Real.
authentically you. It's normal.
It's normal. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, Lizelle, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your whole journey and your story. I really feel like it's going to land with a lot of people. I think it's a, I don't want to say common, but it is like there's just so many women out there who are really struggling and really trying to figure out the best way forward. And I'm just really glad you came on and shared your journey. I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people and hopefully inspire them to take that next little step in trying to help them and support them in a better future. So thank you so much for sharing.
Pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for doing this. You're inspiring a lot of people.
Oh, I hope
I love
so.
it.
Thanks, Lizelle. I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you soon. Okay.
Yes.